Welcome to the Wealth Steward. I'm Hanwei. This isn't just another finance podcast. It's a conversation about meaning, about clarity, about legacy. Because real wealth is not just about dollars, it's about direction. In each episode, we slow things down. We ask better questions and we explore how to build a life, not just a portfolio. So if you're here to make wiser decisions, protect what matters, and lead with purpose, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Let's start with what a wealth steward is not. They're not just a money person. They're not selling the next perfect product. They're not obsessed with market trends. A steward is different. They think long-term. They ask bigger questions. What does this wealth mean to you? What happens if you're not around? Have your children been prepared, not just to inherit, but to carry your values? This is stewardship. It's the difference between a GPS and a guide. A GPS gives direction. A guide walks beside you. A steward isn't just pointing. They are present, especially when things feel uncertain. That's the work. Quiet, long-term, often invincible, until it matters most. Because anyone can manage money, not everyone can manage meaning. A wealth steward does both. Let me paint it clearer. If a financial advisor sells you a policy, a steward asks, why? Who is this really protecting? What legacy does it support? If an advisor recommends an investment, a steward asks, does this align with your story, your timeline, your truth? One is transactional, the other transformational. And here's the thing, you might not realize you need a steward until something goes wrong. A business deal fails, someone falls sick, a loved one passes. That's when people say, I wish I had thought about this earlier. They didn't need more products. They needed a person, a guide, a listener, a thinker. That's a steward. That's why this podcast exists. Not just for finances, but for trust, for clarity, for responsibility. Ask yourself, do I have a steward in my corner or just someone managing my portfolio? Let me tell you a story. A client, let's call him Daniel, business owner, late 40s, 2 kids. On paper, everything was in place. Insurance, investments, a will from years ago. But Daniel said something that stopped me. I've got all the parts, but none of it feels like a plan. That was the moment. What he had was not stewardship. It was a collection of products built by different people. Over time, without a clear direction. Individually, they made sense. Together, they didn't tell a story. His buy-sell agreement was missing. His will was updated. His wife didn't know where the documents were stored. He was running a $5 million company, but his legacy was running on assumptions. That's where I stepped in. Not as a broker, but as a steward. We started with the big questions. What's the purpose of the business? What mindset should the kids inherit? What happens if something happens? We rebuilt it, new will, updated LPA, business continuity plan. We streamlined his insurance. We created a family file so that no one will have to guess. And we had conversation. Deep ones, about values, about the future, about wisdom. That's what most plans miss, because money is emotional. Stewardship slows things down. It brings clarity, it reveals meaning, and sometimes it challenges you to go deeper. Daniel didn't need more products, he needed partnership. 2 years later, he faced a health crisis. He wasn't scrambling, his family was ready, his intentions were clear. That's the difference. That's the power of stewardship. Who needs a steward? Anyone with something to lose and something to leave behind. But three groups come to mind: doctors, business owners, high net worth families. Doctors first. They are brilliant, trained to save lives, but often exhausted. Their plans are built reactively, not intentionally. They sign off between surgeries, forgot what they signed. They don't need more detail, they need clarity. Then business owners, they take risks, build things, but forgot to protect what they built. I met 8-figure founders with no succession plan. Co-founders who said, "We'll figure it out later." But if you don't write the plan, the law will. And the law doesn't care about your people, your clients, your culture. A steward helps you think forward. And finally, families with wealth. The more wealth you have, the more complex it gets. Multiple countries, tax structures. But here's the harder part. Who gets what? Are the kids ready? What values are passed down? Not just assets. Technical planning is common. Emotional succession, rare. Money is easy to transfer. Values are not. A steward helps with both, to protect the story, not just the spreadsheet. Let's land this. A steward is a guide, a voice of reason, a long-term partner in a short-term world. They align your values, your money, and your legacy. So here's your reflection this week. Do I have someone who truly understands my life? Not just my finances? Do I feel confident that my wealth has direction? Not just growth. If not, that's okay. Start today, review your will, revisit your LPA, write down your wishes, put them somewhere safe. And if you need help, request for the free Wealth Steward Discovery Guide. It's short, it's powerful. Instructions in the show notes. Because wealth isn't just about dollars, it's about clarity, peace, impact. Anyone can give advice, a steward gives wisdom. Until then, I'm Hanwei. This is the Wealth Steward. Protect your wealth, shape your legacy, steward wisely.